So it's time to address the crappy headlight wiring in my 210. First thing I'm going to do is remove this front cover, and you saw that top bolt there, and there is this one on the side here, and that allows easy removal of the headlight. That is just pushed into a rubber bushing on the right hand side, and it's also got this rubber seal on the left, and that simply pulls out of there rather easily. It does have a rubber seal along the bottom. I'm not going to disturb that for this exercise. I'm just going to place this thing off to the side carefully so as to not damage it. And in that fashion there, it's not damaging anything, and I didn't have to disconnect that rubber, risking ruining it. And you can see the bottom bolt for the headlight there. There's one more at the front there, that's just a nut, and then there's one at the top. It's ridiculously easy to remove. So I disconnected the vacuum lines for the level adjustment, I should say, and the electrical connector. And there's also one more for the indicator as well, which is on top of the headlight. Now it's time to take it inside and get to work. I just placed that bottom cover back into position just to keep it safe while I'm inside working on the headlight. And here you can see the atrocious state of this factory wiring. The insulation is basically just falling off and ready to cause a fire hazard. So this needs to go. The only reason it's so intact is because it's not getting moved around in there. As soon as you touch this, it's going to fall to pieces. Now, the replacement harness that I got is from the USA, and it does not have the level adjustment ports, so I'm going to have to swap that over. So this is what the socket looks like when it's removed. You simply reach in there and squeeze these tabs gently on the side and pull it out. And the wiring goes underneath that hook there, and also goes underneath a hook behind that vacuum actuator. Can't really see it. There it is there. Yep. So once it's unhooked from there, you can feed it all out via the hole where the socket goes. And interestingly, there's actually a resistor in series with the Parker bulb. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. It must just reduce the brightness or something. And you can already see the state of that insulation. It's just falling to pieces. And to remove the pins from the original socket, you just need a precision screwdriver and stick it in one of the two holes, either side, to push down the locking tab that's on that pin, and then it just comes straight out. And that's what they look like when they're removed. Unfortunately, the replacement headlight wiring harness pins are not compatible with the original socket, so I had to uncrimp all of these and basically connect them to the new wiring. Of course, the terminals would be different on the aftermarket harness, so I've gone ahead and uncrimped the original and recrimped it and soldered it because I don't trust a recrimped terminal. That was quite a nightmare. I've done the hardest one first. Just make sure that that actually fits in the reused socket. I'll do the rest if this is even going to work. So yes, that has actually locked in there. I had to flex out the locking tab, but in theory that would be possible to do the rest. I'm thinking about just cutting off the wiring and doing a butt connection because that's just ridiculous how much effort was involved there. It'll look okay when I put shrink tubing on it anyway. I think I'll just do that. Screw this. So that's the next one I've done. There's pretty much 100% relying on the solder to mechanically secure the wire to that terminal. There's absolutely no way of folding out the internal whatever they're called, tabs that you fold over for the actual wire. It's just absolutely impossible. You spend way too much time when you can just make enough room and then just hold it there and solder it, and that works anyway. So screw it, that's good enough. So there we have it. Upgraded 210 headlight harness with ceramic bulb holders, complete with the factory original pneumatic headlight level control socket. After much blood loss, swearing, and hopelessness feeling, I ended up getting there in the end by reusing the original crimp-on terminals from the original connector, by opening them up, folding over the strain relief back onto the new cable, and then soldering the cable into the old terminal. Now, the secret for a decent solder connection is using flux. I used plenty of it, so that solder sucked into that cable extremely well, and I'm confident with those connections. Hopefully, I've connected them in the correct order, but I guess we'll find out when I fit that to the car. And hopefully, this crappy harness is actually long enough now that I've cut a bit of it off. So I'll go ahead and fit that now, and we'll see how it goes. What a piece of crap. So that's the finished result. I have tested it on my bench power supply. Of course, the Parker bulb is blown, so I'll have to go and find another one of those. They're kind of hard to find in Australia. But in any case, that doesn't stop me from refitting it to the car. Hopefully this pinout is the same. Hopefully the back cover fits on with these ceramic sockets that actually stick straight out instead of have the side exit like the original, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. I did have a quick look at the back cover and it looks like it's going to clear it anyway. What the hell, I'll try that now. Tons of room. So that is a successful rebuild using an aftermarket harness. Initially, I'm not very impressed with. I don't like the amount of labour that's involved in getting it to work in an Australian headlight with pneumatic level control. But it's better than making a harness myself, and it does have those ceramic connectors, so make your own choice if it's worth the effort. I already have them, so I'm going to go through this hell again and do the other side, but not today. I would not want to be doing both of these at the same time. This is ridiculously labour intensive. I am going to get these headlights polished professionally, but for now I just want to put it back in the car and test it and make sure I have not screwed up the pinout of that socket.